I just watched a family lose $5 million and it could have been avoided with one change. I'm Steven Nelson. I'm a partner at Mills Wealth Advisors, and we help business owners grow, protect, and preserve their wealth. AKA, we help build generational wealth. Today, I want to focus on protect and preserve your wealth so you don't end up like this family who lost out on $5 million. So here's the story. We have a husband and a wife who are married. He has roughly about $5 million and she has about $5 million. Now, it's a second marriage for them, and so they had kept their money separate while they're alive. But the way it was set up is that her trust was going to go to him upon her passing, and his trust was going to go to her upon his passing. So this is what was supposed to happen. If he dies, his money goes to her. If she dies, her money goes to him. Now, each of them had their own family listed as the contingent beneficiary. So over here, I'm going to talk about Benny. So beneficiary was each other. I'm just going to put EO. So the beneficiary was each other. Now, the contingent beneficiary for each of them was their family members. Now, he had kids, she did not. So the contingent beneficiaries for him was his kids. The contingent beneficiaries for her was nieces and nephews. Okay, so I'm just going to put nieces and nephews. Now, what was supposed to happen is if they died at the same time, it would ultimately go to the contingent beneficiaries. That's how it was supposed to be written, is that if they died at the same time, her money would go to her family, his money would go to his family. But if one of them predeceases the other, what was supposed to happen is they were going to change the contingent beneficiary and they were going to switch it to either their kids or the niece and nephew. What ended up happening is that he didn't make this change. He either thought it was going to happen on its own or he wasn't listening in the meeting, but he never changed who the contingent beneficiary was. So this was supposed to go from her to him, and he was supposed to change the contingent beneficiary. It was supposed to go to his kids. He didn't do that. It stayed the same way. So it's like her money went over here and then it came back. So the money was supposed to go here, and this money was ultimately supposed to go here to his kids. But because he didn't listen and because he didn't make those changes, what ended up happening is, I'm going to go over here. We're going to go over here and show what actually happened. So we got husband, we got wife. What ended up happening is he died about a year after she died, and his money went over here to his kids, and her money went over here to the nieces and nephews, when in reality, it was supposed to go over here. So talking again about what we try and help clients do is we help them grow wealth, protect wealth, and ultimately preserve wealth. Now, I don't have a whole ton of information on necessarily him because we're actually working with like the nieces and nephews. That's how we know about this. But what I believe should have happened is there should have been someone else, either the attorney, the advisor, his kids. Someone should have said to him, hey, after she passes away, you got to make a change to this beneficiary, because if you don't, it's going to hurt your children. So as an advisor, we help in all of these phases. The grow phase, I think, is an advisor that's pretty easy. We help clients grow their money through investing it. Protecting it, we help clients here creating estate plans, having insurance, investing it so that it's protected. And then the preserve, this is where we take the money from generation one, right? You got G1 here. Now you have G2, making sure that G2 is prepared. So there's a couple of ways that if this were to happen, it could have been fixed. Number one, I think the first way this could have been fixed is having the kids know about what's going on. I don't know whether or not these kids knew how these trusts were written, but the problem is a lot of us treat finance like it's taboo. It's something we can't talk about. Number two, have someone like an advisor there, like us. The advisor should know. We get all of our clients' wills, trusts, all those documents, and we put them in our system so we can understand them. We even try and create like a map like this and show people what it looks like. So the second way they could have fixed this is making sure the advisor knew. The third way this could have been fixed would have been that the attorney explained it better, or the attorney stepped in. So you kind of got number 4 down here. Attorney steps in. But it seems to me that there was 3 ways that this failed. The kids must have not known, the advisor must have not known, and the attorney must have not explained it well or stepped in. But either way, he was there when the trusts were set up. He should have known what to do. But to me, the way I look at this is like they missed out on $5 million because of a mistake that could have been easily fixed. Kids could have known what was going on. The advisor could have known what was going on, or the attorney could have explained it better or stepped in. But this went on. It wasn't like, she died and then he died the next day. This was like a year and a half. So there was like a whole 1.5 years where the trust could have been changed. The beneficiaries could have been changed and they weren't. These nieces and nephews, they're obviously happy because that's how it shook out. But you got to make sure that you protect your wealth. If you're going to go through the whole process of growing it and work hard to build up $10 million, that's a really good nest egg. Grow that nest egg. You got to protect it. And I think the way that you do that is you talk about it. You bring the kids in, you bring the advisor in, you make sure. And it wasn't like, he was in dementia or anything like that. I think he was with it. He either didn't know what was going on, didn't care, or just didn't fully understand. So I want to reiterate, if you want to protect and preserve your wealth, it's typically in the small details, like how is the trust set up? What changes need to happen? Do we need to move it from one beneficiary to the other? But all I know is $5 million was lost that could have been fixed in one meeting. Kids there, advisor there, or the attorney doing a better job explaining it. If you stuck around for this video, I appreciate you being here. Go ahead, give me a subscribe if you haven't already. If this isn't something you're more interested in, feel free to drop in the comments another video you'd like me to make. But overall, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video.